Welcome to Two Humans Talking, the podcast that discusses the challenges of staying healthy in this modern, fast-paced world. I'm Tiffany Sims, your weight loss and high performance coach.
And I'm Chelsea Scroggins, your yoga teacher and motivational speaker. Let's get to talking.
In your opinion, what do you think sets someone who achieves their goals apart from someone who is stuck in that, everything is heavy and the world is against me?
It's aligned. So that's wonderful. So asking that question to me, I feel like it's because the people who reach their goals do the things that they don't want to do 100% of the time. And that was me 2 days ago, yesterday, and today. Okay. I am struggling every day. I'm waking up and I'm like, I don't want to get on the mat. I don't want to wake up. I want to sleep. But I'm like, you're going to feel better. You got to reach your goals. You got to go for it. And one thing I will say to that, I feel that even those high performers that do that and achieve their goals, it's not like they go 100 miles an hour on those days that they don't want to do what they don't want to do. They just, like your phrase, you're saying, one step at a time.
Yeah, they just chip it away. I just need to chip at this goal today.
Correct. And that's what keeps you going. And once you're done doing it, you're like, oh, I did it. Even though I didn't do 30 sit-ups, I did 7, right? Like, at least you still did the sit-ups, or at least you got down on the mat. And one thing that I want to ask you, Tiff, is what on those days, because I know you have those days, maybe it's not even full days, it's moments, right? It's moments throughout.
They are moments.
It's really not even a full day. It's moments. What do you tell yourself? What is one thing or 2 things or 3 things, really? Because it's something different sometimes that gets you you got to do this. What kind of self-talk?
I want to go back half a second before I answer the last part of your question. And you had corrected yourself and you're like, it's moments, but it wasn't always just moments. It used to be days, which sometimes turned into weeks or months, and that sometimes in my life, years at a time. And if you're listening right now and you're like, it must be nice to just have a moment and move on, I can't relate to you. I want you to know that it wasn't always moments. And the thing that shifted from having a goal and going days or weeks at a time where I was quote unquote unmotivated, or it felt really heavy, was reminding myself, like you said, I can't do everything I thought I should do today, but what can I do that takes me that one step forward? And some days it was literally a step. And other days, once I got that first step, that weight felt like someone had lifted it off of me. And then I would notice I had gone 10 steps that day because that first one just was so hard and so heavy. And then it was like, oh, this isn't such a big deal. And the best example I have for this, Charles, right now, live time, is here I am, a new business owner. My business is a year and a half old. Not even 2-year-old. I don't even have a full toddler yet as far as the business goes. And I've had to I've become a whole different person. Some days right. I don't even recognize the person I was yesterday because there's so much growth. And at the same time, part of being a business owner is pitching yourself and telling people who you are when they didn't ask. And feeling weird about that and not thinking that it's too bold, too forward, you sound conceited or pushy, but really just saying hey, here I am in the right forms, obviously. Right. And so I've been pitching myself a lot for podcasts and interviews and trainings and speaking opportunities. And the thought of doing that was so heavy that it was 3 months of every day me going, you need to do this, and me going, I can't. And then as soon as I sent the first message where I took the deep breath and I was like, Tiffany, this is ridiculous, just do it. All of a sudden I had sent out 10, I started communicating with 10 different people in 30 minutes. Nice. something that took me 4 months to like, because it felt so heavy and
To
so,
jump off the ledge and actually finally fly.
yeah. And all that, my only goal was, Tiffany, just say hello to one person, be a
So that's
human,
what you
one
say to
person.
yourself. You tell yourself, Tiffany, just say hello to the one person.
Yes,
Tiffany, you can do it. Just press enter. Like you
yes,
literally talk yourself off the
yes,
ledge, right?
yes.
That's what I do too.
And then it just
And I,
rolls, because then it's like, oh my goodness, this isn't that hard. And you're like,
and
oh,
I
let me
think
go
a
make
lot of
my
people are like, I can't talk myself, but it's like you can't. You just have to literally say your name in third person. You can do this because you are your biggest cheerleader. And I just to reiterate that if you're around like people that don't believe in you and constantly tell you you can't, it's because they don't believe in themselves and they feel they can't. So if you say, hey, should I do this? Or will you help me with that? They're going to say, you can't do that. And then it's going to deter you even further, paralyze you even more if you don't. But I'm so proud of you for doing that. How did it feel after you sent that first one?
it felt it felt ridiculously silly. Not because I sent a message, but because I had created this whole story and like added all of this weight. Like
Mhm.
like I had buried myself in the dirt. And for
Yes.
what? And for what? It felt so like, in those moments it was so heavy, and it was
Right.
very, and then once I did it, it was just like, oh, like, why did it take me so long? Like, I got this. And then the same thing happened, Chelsea, with when it came to my health. Like, it was just this constant struggle. And I just, what do I want to share? What part of that? How do I want to frame that for you to listen to? Yesterday on a coaching call, I have coaches need coaches too.
And
Um,
I got coaches too.
yeah, I mean, that's how Chelsea and I met, in a coaching program and a mentorship.
Correct. Correct.
Um, and I remember asking my coach, I was like, Brett, like, how do you keep showing up as like, if you have to be before you can do and have the things you want, how do you keep showing up over and over and over again, being this person you're not yet, without feeling like you're being a fraud or inauthentic,
Mhm.
or lying to people? And he was telling this story to me, and what I gathered from it, what I heard was, it wasn't that I'm not that person yet. It's that I'm not consistently that person yet. I am that person in those moments, and I
Right.
just need to make those moments connect. And
Right.
so what I had heard, and I came up with, it was such a good quote. Everyone on the call was like, "Oh my God, like, that's your quote card." But I was like, "You'll never get to the destination if you just hang out at the gas station." Meaning, it's okay to go a distance and then need to refuel your car.
Right.
You can't hang out at that gas station and expect to get to the beach or to Disney World or to California or wherever it is that you're going. Like, you have
Right.
to get far and keep going. And I think that's such a beautiful analogy and metaphor for this topic, because it's like, okay, I just have to get to the next rest station, and then I can breathe a second, fill up my car, recoup, and go again.
And just because maybe you stayed at the gas station all day yesterday, right? So you did nothing, you just fiddled around, doesn't mean you have to stay at the same gas station today. That means you can literally get in your car. You can literally do your goals today. You can literally open that book that you've been talking about doing. You can literally buy into that program that you've been talking about for days, weeks, years now. You can start today. You can start in this moment. And that's what's so precious and valuable about this life, is like each minute is a new slate.
Yeah.
But if you continue to let your baggage of yesterday, your past weigh you down, then you will continue to stay at that rest area and not get to your destination.
Yes. And I love that you said that. Like, it's okay to move to the next rest station. And so even if you're just thinking to yourself, like, okay, I'm at this Wawa or whatever your gas station in your town is, I just need to get to the next one, even if it's at the next corner. Like, what, I just have to get to the next one. And then you get
That's
there, take a breath, And then I just have to get to the next one. Like, don't worry about getting to the whole destination in one jump.
And that's where I am right now. Like last 3 days, and I'm just going one gas station at a time, and I'm okay with it. But in the moment, it's so hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like what I do, and I tell myself, I literally am like, Chelsea, just get up. Like you'll feel better. You will feel better. I promise you, you'll feel better. Like I hype myself up like that, and then I get up, I do a little bit of stretching, do my normal routine, elimination, drink my water, brush my teeth, all that jazz. And then I get on the mat, and it's true. Even if I like feel exhausted, I might just sit there and breathe, and I do still feel better that I got to exactly where I needed to be. And you always feel better taking that step forward. Always.
Always. And
Area is you feel better.
I want to share this with everyone listening, because I have sat in the driver's seat going, how did they get so successful? Like, what's different between me and a successful person? And as I've become successful to other people,
Right.
still not this, all the like, I'm still not as successful as some of the people that I look up to, right?
Correct.
But the thing that I've learned is that no matter where you are in the journey, you experience the same. I have to take one step, like, because the destination gets further away, the destination gets bigger
Right.
and more grand, and
Correct.
it's a lot more sometimes to get to the next place. And so
Yeah.
every single successful person that you look up to has this same exact moment, and the only thing that's separating you from them is that they have gotten into the habit of knowing they just have to take the next step, even if it's hard, even if it's messy, even if it's uncomfortable and heavy. They're just like, I just have to take the next one. I don't have to do it all. I just have to chip to the next point.
And
so
what if I told you that there really is no big separation from you to them? All you have to do is start walking, and then you start walking with them. But yeah, you're still, maybe you're
so much.
once you just start walking, you start walking with them. And so really in reality, you're all connected. We are all connected. So it's not this like, yes, there's levels to it, because somebody might know how to run with a different technique basically, or get there faster, but it's not like a level like I'm better than you, you're just a beginner, like it's I'm advanced, you're not, like nothing like that. It's just we are all really walking on the same path. And once you start walking, though, if you're not walking, you're not walking on the path, right? So
Yes. Every successful person that I have met wants to take you with them, but they will not drag you unless you're walking for yourself. You have to move your feet
amen.
yourself. They're not going to carry you, but they will
Correct.
take you with them if you want to go.
Amen. I love it.
Oh, that's so good. So good.
Got it.
Okay, I need you to drop your takeaway, your story, your like whatever it is that you are feeling called to share in this moment right now in the comments. Because I in this moment, like I need it. I need to know what other people have to offer to this conversation, like, because I feel so fired up right now. So please share your thoughts with us. We would love to hear them. And with that, Chelsea,
this is Two Humans Talking. See you next week. Bye.